Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
And welcome back. Feng Shui. I'm sure you've heard that term before and have sort of a feeling of what it means. Placement of certain things brings you a better life outcome, whether it's relationships, prosperity, good luck, good fortune, all of that. We are going to talk about Feng Shui today, how is it relates to interior design. And she's back with us. Always learn so much from Marcia Moore. Welcome. How you doing?
I am doing great.
So Feng Shui, how would you define what it means?
So this is an ancient Chinese practice that's been around for thousands of years, and it's the use of energy in order to create harmonious environments. That's like the simple way of looking at it. Energy is in everything is energy, and you can either it can be negative energy or it can be positive energy, and we want your home to be all positive energy.
So when we talk about that, is it reasonable to think if you put something in a certain spot, you'll have a more favorable outcome as opposed to putting it someplace else?
Yes, that's a little bit delving in a little bit deeper into Feng Shui is placement of things. And it's all about, there's what's called a Bagua map, which is what you follow for how to place things and what areas of your home relate to what part of your life. So the Bagua map has 9 squares in it, and you relate it to a certain way to your home. Like the bottom of the Bagua map is where your front door is, and then it spreads from there as to where all those different squares relate to your home. And one square will be about abundance. One will be about relationships. One is about your family. One is about your work. So there's all different kinds of things, and you relate the Feng Shui in that area to help you have more abundance or to help you have a better relationship.
Do you practice this in your designs?
I do. I will be the first one to say I am not a Feng Shui practitioner. It takes years and years and years to get all the knowledge and to know exactly what you're doing there. But there's a lot of simple things that I incorporate all the time. The easiest place for me to do it is in a primary bedroom or master bedroom.
Let's start there.
Okay. Is that a good segue?
Yeah. What should we be mindful of there?
Okay, so the primary bedroom is all about the people who live there. So if you are in a relationship, let's start with somebody, assuming you have a relationship, somebody lives with you. So you want to make sure that you have an equal partnership, not somebody has more power and the other person has no power. So the easiest way to do that in your primary bedroom is your nightstands should be exactly the same, equal nightstands. The lamp on it should be exactly the same. If somebody has a bigger nightstand, that gives them more power. That's the general principle of it.
Does that also count for bigger closets?
I don't think we can go that far because every home I know has one bigger closet and one smaller closet. So.
And somebody gets it. Somebody's got to get it.
Yeah. So that's like the start in your primary bedroom. In every bedroom, you should have nothing under your bed, no clutter under your bed. In every room, clutter is negative energy. So no clutter is positive energy. But also in your master bedroom, it should all be about the couple. So pictures on the wall should be the two of you, not your kids, not your pets, not your rest of your family, nothing else. If you don't have pictures, if you're a single person and you want a relationship, then these same principles hold true. You should have equal nightstands that invites somebody else into you as an equal partner. You should have pictures that are doubles of something or pairs. Even if it's not, a picture of a man and woman or 2 men or 2 women, it should be pairs, like 2 flower pictures. So everything is pairs because that's what the relationship is. And then the other thing you can do is, excuse me, I just lost my train of thought. I'll give you a story. I had a single woman that I was working with, we did a beautiful bedroom for her. She had this awesome painting that she had in her bedroom. I love the painting, but it was of a single woman. And then she also had cremated remains of 2 dogs that she kept in her room. And I'm like, you want a relationship, but everything you're doing is negating the fact that you want a relationship. You can't have a single woman in your room and think that you're going to have a relationship. You shouldn't have dead dog remains in your bedroom. They put them somewhere else. The other thing you can do is have room in a drawer and room in a closet where there's nothing. So you are inviting someone into your space. You have room for them in your space. So have an empty drawer in your dresser. Have a few feet of empty closet space, and that's how you invite somebody into your life.
Wow. To the point of the cremated remains, I've heard that you shouldn't even have them in your home.
Yeah, but especially not in your bedroom.
Especially so.
Yeah.
And I forget what it is. It's just, even though your intent is very nice to remember somebody, it's just the energy.
Right.
According to Chinese feng shui principles, it's just
correct.
Not a good idea.
Bury them in a garden outside and then put grow a plant on top of each one of them in order to remember them. Not in your house.
Gotcha.
The same holds true with plants that are not in good shape, that are dying, or look like they're on death's door. If you're going to have live plants in your house, they need to be healthy, because that's good energy.
When we talk about, while we're still in the bedroom, placement of things, direction bed should face, things like that.
There are, yes, that is like above my pay grade. I'm not familiar with all of that. So, and in many rooms, you don't have a choice. There's only one good wall to place a bed. So that's normally where we place it. And I don't have to worry about what's the best feng shui wall for it, because I don't have any choices.
Okay, gotcha. Any other thoughts before we change rooms?
Let me make sure. Oh, mirrors. This is true for everywhere, but especially in a bedroom. You don't want to be able to see a mirror from your bed. That's like inviting spirits into your room. So you don't want a mirror. If you have a mirror that's behind a door and you can't see it, or it's on the wall that's behind your bed, that's fine. But you don't want to be able to see it from your bed.
I got rid of the mirror.
Yeah, I don't have any in mine either.
Isn't that interesting? I don't know what. I moved, and there was a separate piece, and I wanted to put the TV where the mirror would be, because the mirror is above the
dresser.
Exactly. Yeah. And I thought about it. I'm like, you know what? I don't need the mirror. I could just walk into the bathroom. I'm fine. Get rid of it. Yeah. Actually, somebody bought it. Made some cash off it.
So I think I told you I just bought a house recently.
Yes.
And the master bedroom has it's an entire wall of mirrored closet doors. 4 mirrored closet doors. So I have to get rid of those.
I don't know. Wait, the phone's ringing. It's the 80s calling. Wait a minute. Hold on.
Yeah. That's when it was built.
Why do things like that change? Because in theory, it seems like a great idea, but maybe it felt good back in the day, but now when you see it, it's just like, no. Why does that change? Why does the feeling change?
So I think everything that comes about in some way is a good idea. I mean, it makes a small room look bigger. That's a great reason to have mirrors.
Sure.
And then you don't have to find a place to put a stand-up full-length mirror to look at yourself, when you're getting dressed. It's on the door. So there were reasons that made sense, but I don't want to stare at myself every time I get out of bed. That's just way too much mirror.
Yeah. So. But the other half of it is, if you want to have a mirror, it's going to take up floor space or wall space, and the door is a door. You need to have a door, a closet door. Yeah. So in theory, it sounds like a great idea, but I don't know. Isn't it funny how our tastes change? Right.
And I think that's good. If our taste didn't change, we would become stagnant. If nothing was ever new, we'd become stagnant. And that's what's stagnant, but bad energy.
Gotcha. Let's go to some other simple tips.
So let's stay with the mirrors for right now. So you shouldn't have a mirror directly across from your front door or directly across from a window, because this is all about the flow of chi or energy. So if energy is coming into your house from the front door, then it's going right back out because it bounces out from the mirror. So you're negating energy coming into your home. So not a good place for a mirror. And the same would hold true if you have a picture right across from you that's got glass on it and the glass reflects. So if you want to have a picture right across from your door, you need to have museum glass on it, which doesn't doesn't have any reflection.
Wow. Okay. Thanks. We're learning. We're learning stuff here. If we use the map that you mentioned, you said 9 different grids.
Yeah, there's 9 different grids. And if you think of where your front door is, if you're standing in your front door looking in your house, that's the bottom of the grid. So there's 3 grids across, and then another 3, and then another 3. So let's say the very back of your house from your front door, the back right of your house is your relationship grid. The very back left is your power, wealth, abundance grid. So if you're standing at your front door, the one directly to your right is your travel and helpful people grid. The one directly to your left is knowledge and wisdom and harmony. So those are, all of those different grids relate to a different aspect of your life.
So that's entering your place and standing at the front door and then looking to the left, looking to the right. That's what we're talking about, right?
Correct.
What if you have a foyer like I do?
The foyer doesn't matter. It's which way the door faces. So if you walk in your front door and you're facing east, then that's the way the whole map faces. If you walk in your door and you have to turn to get into the room because of a foyer, you come into your foyer, but then you have to turn to get into the rest of the house, that doesn't matter. It's which way that door actually faces. So it doesn't matter if the door is on one end of the house or in the very middle or 1/3. It doesn't matter where it is. It's just that line, that starting line, that side of the house where your door is the start of the map.
So essentially mine faces, as an example, south, maybe a little southeast. So how would the grid turn for that?
So the grid if you have the grid in your hand, and the top of the paper is the back of your home and the bottom of the paper is your front door. So that's how you do it, no matter which way it's facing.
Okay.
When you walk in your door, you don't turn, you're just walking directly in your door, then that is the way the map faces.
So what was that again? The back end of your place, the left and the right?
The left back is power, wealth, and abundance. And the back right is love, marriage, and relationships.
And how would that translate to what you do inside your home?
So let's talk about love, marriage, and relationships. That is number 2. So everything in pairs, because that's what we think of as relationships, as pairs. So it's also, there's different elements that you use, like there's different colors that go with each part of that. So the color for marriage and relationships is red or pink. So you would incorporate something that's red or pink. It doesn't mean that whole space has to be red or pink. You just incorporate, maybe you have 2 little pink crystals. So that's a pair of pink crystals that you would put in that space. And that helps with that area. And then there are 5 elements. The 5 elements are wood, metal, fire, earth, and water. Those are all the elements of our physical environment. So the element that goes along with relationships is fire. If you think of, when you first start a relationship, it's very fiery. So,
I wanted to share at this point that the left side facing to the back of my place is a fireplace. So I guess it would have served better if they put the fireplace on the right side.
Well, and yeah, the left side of my house is my master bedroom, not the right side. So
right.
Your bedroom doesn't have to be in the love and relationship area of the house. So the other thing that you can do, as a little aside with feng shui, is you can use feng shui in a room. you can use the same concept as you use for a home, but just do it in a room. So if you're like, my master bedroom is not in my love and relationship area, but I can incorporate all of those two things into that corner of that room, the far right corner of that room from where the room door is. So you use the same grid on a smaller scale. You can use the same grid on your desk at work in order to help you with your work life.
Hmm. When you're doing a design for somebody, are you keeping these principles, somewhat loosely, but in your mind, but it's there?
Yeah, it's loosely. I mean, as I say, there is so much of it that I don't know, but I definitely keep in mind the things that I've told you about a primary bedroom, or not putting a mirror away us right inside a door. And there's a few other things that
Sure.
I keep in my head, but yeah, there's
Well,
so much that I don't know.
I runs deep. Oh my gosh. When I talked to somebody a couple of years ago that does feng shui, but also Chinese astrology, and my head was spinning. It was
Yeah,
just like she was spitting
yeah.
stuff out. And she looked at, but she did my chart
Hmm.
for the Chinese astrology right on target. I'm like, whoa, okay.
It
Um,
is fascinating.
it really is. Yeah. How about some other quick tips? Anything that stands out that we haven't hit up?
So an easy way for you to start with feng shui is the entrance to your home. So the entrance to your home in feng shui is considered the mouth of your home. So it's the first thing everybody sees. So it needs to be free of clutter. Free of clutter is huge in feng shui, because
Yeah.
clutter is bad energy. And if you start your home with bad energy, that bad energy flows into your home, as opposed to a clutter-free entry is good energy flowing into your home. So clutter free, it needs to be well lit, clean, inviting, all those things that you would normally think of that even without feng shui, that you want people to feel invited into your home and welcome there. So you have a nice welcome mat. You have a couple of plants next to it. And same, when you
Yeah.
get inside, you don't have all your shoes lined up that you take off when you come into your house. That should be, put that in your mudroom. That shouldn't be at the front of your house.
So that being said, I'm thinking about putting pictures in the hallway as you enter my place. So there's a foyer there, and I've never put them up.
Hmm.
Exactly 2 years ago, and I still haven't done it. What would be best supporting left, right type of pictures?
So is your hallway, like you come in and you have to go down a hallway to get to the rest of your house?
Correct. I mean, it's not exactly, but the bulk of the house is through the hallway. But as you enter immediately on your right hand side is a door that's a home office. Left hand side, uh, laundry room area. And then extreme left, quick left would be entrance to the garage.
Mm.
But you'd have to go down that hallway, and eventually you hit the kitchen, living room.
Right. Okay. So that hallway is going through different grids of the map as you get to the back of the house.
Hmm.
So if it's the middle of is your door in the middle of the house, pretty much?
The
The
door.
front door?
You mean the front door?
Yeah.
It's essentially really the front of the house.
No, it's the front of the house, but is it in the middle of that plane? Or is it on one, you know?
Um, it's more so on the right side, if you will.
Okay. So if it's probably straddling two different grids. The very right would be compassion, travel, and helpful people, which that's where that home office would be if that's the end of your home. And the very middle of the front is self, career, and work. So that part of the map is black and white things and squiggly lines and things like that. So you could, if you had black and white frames, or black frames and white pictures, or pictures with white mats on them, that would work well. But
Hmm.
because you are going through different grids, the center grid is well-being and balance, and that's yellow. So you're going through different things. So I don't think I would worry about it. I would
Okay.
just put what looks good.
Gotcha. And I do have frames left from my previous place that have they're white. They're
Yeah.
white. They're white frames. So
So
you're
put
saying
those close to your front door.
listen, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And I actually have them in a drawer in a closet. And there's things on them, but I never put them up. So I think,
Yeah,
yeah, now it's time to put
it's
them up.
time. So
Hmm.
what I would suggest is you go on Google and just type in Bagua map. It's spelled B as in boy, AGUA map, and a bunch of them will come up. And just find the one that looks the easiest to follow, and then you can start from there. And that's the easy way to understand it and be able to grid out your home.
So with the time we have left, any final thoughts that we should be aware of when it comes to feng shui?
So feng shui, to me, it's all about having a harmonious and balanced life. And if you don't have any time to do anything else or don't really get into feng shui at all, clutter is the best thing you can do for yourself in order to have positive energy in your home is to get rid of all the clutter everywhere. That's
Mm.
just huge. We all get, I mean, my house gets cluttered, and as soon as I pick it all up and everything's in its place, I just feel so much better. And that's like the starting point of feng shui is clutter.
It's interesting how many of us will clean things up and then feel that feeling of, ah, yeah, so much better now. And we don't know why, but we
Hmm.
know it
Yeah,
feels
yeah,
better.
it does
And
feel better.
I spoke with an energy healer recently who truly believes that the reason we are messy, have clutter, disorganization is not because we're just messy. It's because it's our response to trauma in our past, whether it's big trauma, little trauma,
Hmm.
most of it from being a kid, which, if you look deeper
Right.
into it, sits in our subconscious and pilots us later in life.
Yep.
But it's her belief that, yeah, all of that, you're doing it for a reason. It's not just like,
Right.
oh, I just
Right.
walked in, I'm going to drop this here. You're dealing with stuff, and well, you need to deal with it
Yeah.
to eradicate that.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
not dealing with that's why you
You're
got the
not
clutter.
dealing. Yeah, exactly. But interesting, I don't know if it gives a lot of us a pass for, some saying, well, I'm a mess, I'm a slob, but there's a reason it goes back.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's kind of getting a little woo-woo here, but same thing with feng shui. There's
Hmm.
principles that, work.
Yeah, a lot of people, at least here in the Midwest, I have a lot of people who just don't want to even hear about it. It's just too much out of their comfort zone. So sometimes I will talk about these things without even saying the words feng shui so that I can, they'll understand the equal nightstands in a bedroom that just looks better. And so
Yeah.
I get the point across without even bringing it up. And then other people are fine with it and really ready to embrace it and, learn more about it.
My feeling is if you have two spots where you can put your bed or a couch, and one could give you a better outcome for whatever your goal is, why not just put it there?
Yeah.
If it
Yeah.
doesn't matter. And the same
Hmm.
thing with, as uncomfortable as it may be, cremated remains. You're not the first to say this. So, not good to have them in your home. Find
Right.
another place, whatever you decide to do. But if you
Hmm.
adhere to feng shui, that's I hear it all the time that it's just not the best thing for you.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting. I think it's fascinating. Yeah.
It is fascinating. And the more
Yeah.
I get into it, the more I enjoy it. And I
Yeah.
realize how much it's helped me because I've had a real feng shui practitioner come and do my home, my previous home and my previous office. And it was really helpful. Everything
Hmm.
that they taught me about it.
Yeah. And this is not something that just came up in the last 30 years. This has been around for centuries.
Thousands of
Yeah,
years. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So cool. Marcia, how do we find you? If somebody's got a question about design, placement, whether it's feng shui related or not, how do they find you?
MarciaMooreDesign.com. Marcia is spelled MarciaMoore, design singular, no S on the end.com. And you can, there's phone numbers and a way to contact me off of that website.
Awesome. Love the topic. Next time we get together, we're going to take a look at some projects on screen
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
kind of dissect those. And looking forward. Thanks again.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you now have even more ways to listen live. Check out the MyTuner Radio, online radio box, and Simple Radio apps on iOS and Android, or find us online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com, or search Podcast Business News Network on streama.com and onlineradiobox.com/US. Take your podcast on the go and don't miss a minute of the action.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
Mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house. And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned.
This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.